So go to theshownation.com/beta and sign up right now.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I am super excited to make today's video. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB The Show video. What we're gonna be doing today is we will be talking directly to the developers of San Diego Studios, the people that make MLB The Show. And today we're gonna deep dive into what I hope is going to be an MLB The Show 20, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if I missed anything, if you think that there should be franchise or road to the show, any types of improvements. You guys have to let me know, and make sure you label it franchise or road to the show, because in today's video we're strictly going to be talking about Diamond Dynasty, my favorite game mode by far. I think that it gets the most attention on YouTube as well. So if you're a franchise guy, if you're a road to the show guy, I won't be talking about it, but please, I beg of you, because I don't play those game modes, I don't know what there is to fix or how you can improve it. So you guys, please, in the comment section down below, the San Diego Studios developers will be looking. I beg of you, if you want something fixed, leave it in the comment section down below. Just in case you guys don't believe me and how fast these guys can work, I recently got 12 wins in Battle Royale. This was about a month ago, and I did not get a choice pack. I did not get any stubs. My 12-win diamond reward was like an 18,000 stub Paul Molitor card, so I was kind of annoyed, and I thought to myself, there's got to be a way that we can improve this. I think that 12 wins, you deserve a choice pack, and you deserve stubs as well. I told the developers that, and within 2 weeks, guess what was in MLB The Show 19? If you get 12 wins, you get a choice pack and stubs. Thank you. So I promise you guys, if you have a gripe or if you want to praise this game, this is the video to do it, especially if you are a Diamond Dynasty nerd like myself. But even if you're not, they're going to look at the comment section down below. It's going to be relevant no matter what time of the year it is. And without further ado, let's get into it. My wish list for MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty. Good plus squared up must start equaling more base hits. I can't tell you how many screenshots and how many times I've seen people throwing fits on Twitter, including myself. I am not perfect. I am not immune to criticism. I will take that L because I do get very passionate about this game. Because if I get a good and squared up pitch, I'm doing exactly what I need to do on my end. And they like to call it RNG, a random number generated, meaning that even though you get good and squared up, people believe that there's an RNG system in the engine of MLB The Show causing it to go wherever it wants to, aside from where it's supposed to go for a base hit, especially when you get good and squared up. So that's the first thing that I want to get addressed. Maybe not, it's not going to be perfect ever. I understand that. I'm a big Call of Duty fan, and their devs get shredded apart every single day because the game is not perfect. I don't think there's ever been a more perfect game than MLB The Show 16 or maybe even Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Those are my holy grails of video games, and they did about everything right in terms of gameplay and content. So I do think that MLB The Show 19 absolutely crushed the content side, but like we're talking about right now, gameplay, especially good and squared up, that's my #1 priority going into 2020. Is that going to mean more base hits? I truly hope that it does get remedied, or at least it gets better, even if it's 25-30% better. That's better than nothing. And honestly, going into 2021, when it's on a multi-platform basis, again, I think it can go from 20% better to 60 to 70% better in 2 years. I really feel like that can happen. Do you agree with me? Do you think that good and squared up should be an automatic base hit, or do you think that there should be some randomness involved? Because sometimes in baseball, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You can barrel a baseball up and line out to center field. If you've played baseball before in real life, you know that happens. So let me know. Are you on board, or do I just not make sense because it's not realistic? #2, oh man, do you guys remember the first couple weeks of MLB The Show 19? The fielding was, I'm telling you, probably broke 100,000 controllers. I'm not gonna lie to you. It almost broke mine. I still have my beautiful baby over here. It's in perfect condition, even though I've tossed it a little bit. But the fielding, when you have the little bronze icon, the common icon, the diamond icon, for a good majority of the game, it didn't seem like it mattered. And the one name I want to bring up is Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas should not be the best fielding first baseman in the game. So there's just certain players where it matters more than the other. Diamond fielding in the outfield usually does fairly well, aside from Ken Griffey Jr. if you put him in left or right field. So fielding, I think, does need a little bit of an adjustment in terms of just the animations. If you put Ken Griffey Jr. in left field, there will be moments, and I'm talking about like 6 out of 10 times, where he's going to a ground ball or he's going to something that's in foul ball territory, and he straight up does, you know, one of those animations where he lets it get past his glove on a ground ball. I've seen Ichiro do it a couple times as well, so I'm thinking Ichiro might be in the same category as Ken Griffey Jr. I'm out of breath right now because I'm so passionate about this game, and if good squared up pitches and also fielding can be fixed in the next game, combined with the insane content of this last year, we might have the greatest game in MLB The Show history even better than MLB The Show 16. And everyone knows that's the holy grail of MLB The Show. So number 1 and 2 on my list. Good and squared up needs to be fixed. Fielding does need to have a little bit of tweaking. I do like the whole bronze, silver, gold, diamond tier system. I am a fan of that. It is a little bit annoying because you cannot really use Trey Mancini or JD Martinez like you could in previous games. But then again, they don't play the field, so it kind of makes sense. And I do like the realism of that. It's just the diamond, the animation sometimes. I can sum it up with that. The fielding animations need to be fixed. Yeah. And speaking of fielding, this one is, I'm fairly certain that this one is going to cause a lot of commotion in the comment section down below. Yes or no? It's a simple question that I want you guys to answer. Should auto fielding be turned on at all times? For example, Joey Gallo is up to the dish. Your opponent has not done anything, right? But you're using Joey Gallo. His infield is going to automatically switch to right field. There's two perspectives to this. There's the in favor. In my opinion, I feel like the game, it's a little bit quicker. I would absolutely hate knowing that people understand shifts are going to benefit themselves if they do it. So let's say I'm using Joey Gallo. He knows that Joey Gallo hits it to the right side, so he has to go into his pause menu. He's going to shift it to the right side. That's going to take away time, and it's going to annoy me, so I'm actually glad in that instance that it's turned on for him. Now, the downside is, let's say that you're playing a guy that picked up MLB The Show 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, and does not understand how to get to the quick menu or even turn on auto shifts. He's going to keep his players in the normal position. Then you're going to be able to get hits to the right side with Joey Gallo very easy because no one's in the correct position, even though in real life, 10 times out of 10, they're going to turn on the shift pretty much automatically. So I think if anything, it's very realistic to say that Joey Gallo is going to get an auto shift in MLB The Show, because if it was in real life, it'd be an automatic thing. There's no thinking, well, I think there's this pitcher on and this pitcher. No, Joey Gallo is going to get shifted 10 times out of 10. So do you like it? Do you think it's a video game? It takes the fun away from it? Let me know in the comment section down below, because again, there's two sides. There's the automatic saves time. I love it. And then there's the side where if you want to use your baseball knowledge and shift, you should have to do that on your own. So yeah, it's going to get spicy down there. Now, this one's minimal, but I do feel like it should be high up on this list because I've seen a lot of people complaining about this over the course of 2019. There's a bug where if you hit a ball to right field, right? Sometimes your base runner stops and he's running. The right fielder picks it up, and then all of a sudden your runner just stops running. He walks to first base, and that gives enough time for the right fielder to throw it to first base and get you out. So that needs to be corrected in terms of just, if a ball is hit, your guy should be programmed to run all the way through the bag, unless it's going to be a double or a triple, something that you've already clicked the button to go forward. I can't tell you how many times I have been called names, and I've been blamed for ruining BR runs because the guy stopped before first base. He walked to it instead of sprinting through the bag. The guy from right field threw him out with 2 runs in the bottom of the third. He had a 12-win run going in Battle Royale, and then I get blamed for it because, again, I'm an MLB The Show partner, so obviously I will take that. I'm considered a figurehead, but I want to let you guys know I am with you on that. I don't think that the game is perfect. I think that the devs appreciate my honesty. I'm passionate about the game, so sometimes it might get misconstrued as hate. I don't hate the game. I think that this one has been the best in the last 4 years of gaming, and I'm just super excited for MLB The Show 20, and I think that if this gets corrected, it's just one more annoying thing that we don't have to deal with. So that's number 4. What's number 5? Number 5 is the starting pitching and relief pitching issues. I only have one gripe with this. How come in 2019 you cannot pick your starting pitcher? And also, why do I have to use Clayton Kershaw 4, 5, 6 games in a row? His stamina just does not matter. He can pitch 10 games in a row and be fine. Yeah, if you're Clayton Kershaw, you could throw 100+ innings in a row and be completely fine. You have an iron arm. But my bullpen is affected by stamina. Let's say I use 90 overall Blake Trinan. I throw 2 innings. I can't use him the next game because his stamina is all the way down. He has no energy left. But Clayton Kershaw is allowed to pitch every single game. I want to use Jack Flaherty. I want to use my new pitchers, Nolan Ryan. I think what they should do is they should apply the same principle of relief pitchers to your starting pitchers, okay? So let's say Clayton Kershaw goes 8 innings. The system, the engine of the game will know that he has the least amount of energy. He's going to have to go 4 or 5 games before he can pitch again. That's my opinion. I think that it would bring more strategy to the game. You can't just rely on a 99 glitch to get you through every single game. 9 innings. Sometimes Clayton Kershaw can go 10, 11 innings in back-to-back games. That's not fair to me, in my opinion. Some people cannot hit Clayton Kershaw, and they're going to see him every single day. Now, other people will say that's going to benefit them because they're facing better pitchers. But in my opinion, relief pitchers and starting pitchers, they should be under the same umbrella of they both are pitching a lot, so they both are going to suffer from energy. So that's how I would do it. You don't get to pick your starting pitchers because that would be sort of the same thing. They would just use Kershaw every single game. But if the pitchers had a stamina decrease because they just pitched the day before, it would automatically pass them over in the random thing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I do. And the last but not least, before we talk about the mini games, one more gameplay thing is the competitive league does need to be fixed a little bit, and I'm hoping that the competitive league does come back. There was just a tournament, Cougs almost won it, so he came in 3rd place, and then all of a sudden, instead of facing, like, you know how if you're number 1, you play the worst team that qualified? That's not how it worked in this league. If you were number 3, you could go up against the number 5 player. That's what happened to Cougs, and he did not win because of that. So I'm hoping that that gets corrected before it comes to a multi-platform basis when everyone is going to try and get these wins. Everyone's going to go for the money that's on the line. I cannot wait for that. It's going to expand this game so much. So the competitive league, I do think that it does need improvement in terms of the ranking systems, and honestly, I don't think that 3-inning games are very good in terms of ranking skill. So yeah, maybe 6-inning games, 7-inning games, and also don't make the seeding random. Then what's the point of coming in first? I tweeted this out on Twitter and it got a ton of love. Imagine being in Diamond Dynasty, you go to the community market and you see Mike Schmidt. You want to use Mike Schmidt so bad, and then there's a mode underneath where you can buy and sell cars where it says take BP. Imagine if you could use Mike Schmidt in batting practice within Diamond Dynasty and see how bad his swing was. This mode would be perfect, a batting practice within Diamond Dynasty, so you don't have to go all the way to the main menu, go to custom practice. You have to change because some of the swings are different in terms of flashbacks. You have Andrew McCutcheon, his hair might distract you. His swing is a little bit different on a case-by-case basis. Same with Dustin Pedroia. There's certain things that you can just not adjust for. Like, let's say you have 99 Ichiro and 93 Ichiro. The 99 has more power, so he might not play as well as the 93 because you're not going to get as many slap base hits. So BP practice and Diamond Dynasty, I would love that. Next up, we would have, this is from Clutch Silver and Shelfie. I'll put their channels in the description down below. Imagine going for a World Series game and the crowd behind you switches to look like a World Series game. I think that would be awesome because sometimes you're 899 rating and then the crowd is just, woo, yeah, very average, very nonchalant. Imagine if they were hyped up with, you know, foam fingers and hot dogs and beer spilling everywhere. I think that would be really fun. So crowd situations per division, I think that'd be really cool. And then 2 more things really quick. These are my final notes. I think that in-game chat would be a lot of fun. Just imagine Call of Duty. Every time that you kill someone, you can hear them rage. I think that'd be a lot of fun to hear people rage every time you hit a home run off the dirt or if they make an error. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So game chat, do you guys want that to be in the game? I think it's actually in online gameplay if you're just using regular old teams. You guys can correct me if I'm mistaken. And then last but not least, there needs to be more mini games. And I'm going to go ahead and say that going into 2021, when it's a multi-platform basis, there needs to be a hub, a central hub for players to go. I'm going to call it the clubhouse. You can go and take batting practice against friends. You can take batting practice with players that actually funnel into the lobby. Imagine a Call of Duty lobby, but filled with players playing MLB The Show. You can take batting practice for 1,000 stubs if you beat your friend. You can do there's so many things that you could do with the mode called Clubhouse. There's cone drills, there's pitching practice, there's outfield, anything that you want. You can get stubs, you can maybe trade players. I think that having a clubhouse as a central hub, like in Destiny, like in Call of Duty, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below, how did I do? Did I get all the points down? Do you think that franchise needs some improvements? Do you think that Road to the Show needs some improvements? Again, I did not talk about this because I'm a Diamond Dynasty guy, so this is your moment to shine. Franchise, Road to the Show, anything else, let me know in the comment section down below. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. That's my MLB The Show 20 list. I'm hoping that it's a banger. I think it's going to be. The content was amazing this year. They can tweak the gameplay. What an amazing day. What an amazing day. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, San Diego Studios, for allowing me to make videos like this because I know I'm passionate and I know I'm maybe a little bit too honest, but that's me. That's Fuzzy. Love you guys.